my name's Liz, I'm the baker that sews. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back if you are a subscriber. As always, it's really lovely to have you here as I share my sewing journey. I love talking about all things fabric and patterns and sewing. So if that's something that you're really interested in, then please do make sure that you've hit that subscribe button, because you'll get notified of when I bring out my next video. I try and bring out a video every Sunday, and that is my Sunday sewing catch-up videos. That's what today's video is going to be about. And then I also try and bring out some other videos. I try and aim for sort of midweek before the Sunday sewing catch-up videos come out, but I don't always manage to do that. Sometimes I end up bringing out 2 videos at the weekend. It just depends on how busy work has been. So I am back with the Sunday sewing catch-up. I'm really excited. I've got lots of things that I want to share with you today. So I've got some fabric and some patterns. I've got things that I've been making. I've got some more sewing plans to take me into next week. And what else have I got? Did I say I've got fabric? I've got some fabric and lots of other lovely goodies. I've got candle to share with you too as well. So before we dive into all of that, I'll let you know what I'm wearing. So I am wearing a Tabitha t-shirt, which is from the Tilly and the Buttons Make It Simple book. It's one of my favourite t-shirt patterns because I really like the relaxed fit. It fits me really nicely, and it's a t-shirt pattern that I've also used for my children, Ruby and Lola. So it's made in this amazing t-shirt fabric that I got from First for Fabrics. It's amazing. It's got all these rainbows on and different coloured sort of hearts and clouds. It really reminds me of the Care Bears, if you ever watched the Care Bears. It was a children's TV programme when I was growing up, and I absolutely loved it. I had the teddies and the cushions, and I've mentioned on here before that I had curtains in my bedroom too. Absolutely loved it. So I made a t-shirt for myself, but I also made one for Ruby, and I'll put a picture in of us both wearing the t-shirts. And I've shared this over on Instagram already. The fabric is so lovely and soft and really comfortable to wear. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I am the baker that sews over there as well, and I always share different things that I've been making before I get a chance to share them in my vlogs usually. So go and give me a follow over on Instagram if you don't, if you want to see all the things that I've been making before I get to do my roundup videos. I have got to film my August makes video, so I think I'm going to film that next weekend, so that'll be out in a couple of weeks. I've got a few other videos to bring out first. And then I've paired this t-shirt with something that I made this month. So I'll stand up and show you, but I won't go into detail yet because I'll go into more detail when I talk about the things that I've sewn up this week. So it is a lovely pair of Pomona trousers, and this is an Anna Allen pattern in this gorgeous pink corduroy fabric that I got from Fabric Godmother. It came in a Dream wardrobe box. I've got the patch pockets on the back. It's an elasticated trouser pattern. They're really comfortable to wear, and then this version is the tapered leg, and there's a wide leg version too. They're super comfortable to wear, and they are perfect for, I mean, today has been filled with lots of jobs and shopping and things, so they're really comfortable for wearing for that. And I've also worn them to work, and they're super comfortable for that too. So the first thing that I'd like to share with you is something that the lovely Natalie has sent to me, and she has got an Instagram page but also an Etsy shop called Stitch Crafts UK. And over on Stitch Crafts UK, she sells dressmaking kits, sewing accessories. She's a massive book fan, so quite often there's book themed things over on her Etsy shop too, and there's handmade items. So Natalie got in touch to ask if I would be interested in trying out one of her new products, and it is this sewing to-do list. So it is a laminated sewing to-do list, and it means that it's wipe clean. And I really like the idea of that. I don't know about you, but I love making lists. I've always got notebooks on the go, constantly scribbling things down, tweaking things, crossing things off. So I really like the idea of a wipe clean to-do list. So in the pack, you get the to-do list, and then on the back, you've got the logo for the company. You've got plenty of space to write lots and lots of lists. And then at the bottom, you've got a section that's called spare 5 minutes. So I guess if you've got, you know that you're going to have a spare 5 minutes, you can jot down things that you might be able to get done in those 5 minutes. I love a list. I don't know if it's the teacher in me or what, but I absolutely love a list. I'm always writing lists. If I have to go shopping, I'll write a list. I have a list for when I go to work, and I've got things on there. I never get to the end of my list, especially at school, because I'll cross off a few things, but then I'll get 20 other things that needs to be added onto that list. I'm also the type of person that if I'm shopping or I'm doing something, for example work, or I know that I've got a long list of things that I need to do at home, it might be chores that I've got to do. If I've forgotten to write something on my to-do list, I'll add it just so I can cross it off, because I love crossing things off my to-do list. So I really like the idea of this, especially when I'm sort of planning my makes for the month or planning my makes for the week, because I tend to change my mind quite a lot. So I really like the idea of it being wipe clean. I think it's great for the environment because I'm not wasting lots and lots of paper. Because what tends to happen in my notebook is, obviously I'll make the list, I'll cross it off, and then I don't need to use that anymore. So then I put it in the recycling. But I really like the idea of being able to have a to-do list here that, say for these vlogs, because I always write a list of the things that I want to talk about in these vlogs. I also always write a list of the things that I want to get done that week when I'm thinking about my sewing. So by the end of the week, I would be able to cross off what I've got done and wipe it clean, ready for the following week, so I can make a brand new list. So thank you, Natalie, for sending this to me. I have used it and it's wiped clean really well, which is great. And I think I'm going to keep this next to my sewing machine for moments of inspiration, and also crossing off all of those lovely things that I've been getting up to in my sewing space. I'll link her shop down below, so if you're interested in going to check out all of the lovely things that Natalie's got. And I'll put next to me just a video of what the Etsy shop looks like, just so that you can see all the different things that Natalie's got available too. So the next thing I wanted to share was something that has arrived in the post that I ordered, and I'm really excited about this. I've talked about these wax melts and candles before, but they smell incredible. So they're by Coven by Corrie, and I'll link her Etsy shop down below. She's also got an Instagram page, and she's just released an autumn/Halloween collection of wax melts and candles, and there's also an advent calendar. They smell incredible. So I ordered some wax melts that are pumpkin, rich spiced pumpkin, and that's how they come. So they've got sparkly glitter in, and they start off orange and then they're black at the bottom, and they smell amazing, absolutely incredible. And then I've ordered a candle because I've bought her candles before and they smell amazing. They last ages too, and they just make my house smell lovely. And I've ordered this one, which is coconut lavender, so coconut milk, lavender and musk. And they're handmade, which I absolutely love. It's a small business, which again I absolutely love supporting. They smell so good, really, really good. My husband is a bit sensitive with smells, so we have to be really careful about which candles and wax melts we get, but he absolutely loves these. So we've got them like in every room. So I just wanted to let you know about them because they do smell incredible. So on to what I actually got sewn up last week. So in my last Sunday sewing catch up, I talked about sewing a suit for Ruby. So I managed to get that sewn up, and I'll put pictures in as I talk about the different things that I got sewn up for her. So I used a couple of patterns for Ruby. She'd been asking me to make something that she could wear for her cosplaying, where she likes to dress up as particular characters. So she wanted a black suit, and then she also wanted a face mask, which was white on one side and black on the other side. So I managed to get that sewn up, and she wanted to wear that before they went back to school. So they went back to school on Friday, just for a little amount of time, because they had to do like lateral flow tests and things, but they actually start school properly next week, which is really exciting because her younger sister is joining her at secondary school. It's going to be really strange when they both go off together in their uniform. So yeah, Ruby asked for a suit and a mask, so I got that sewn up, and I will show you the suit. It's going to be really difficult to show you because it's black fabric, but like I said, I'll put pictures in to show you. Now the image that she shared with me was like a full-on blazer and then some suit trousers, but she wanted me to make her sort of a suit that would mean that she could wear it with other things as well. So she could wear the trousers on their own with something like a different top, and she could wear the jacket with a different outfit too. So she wanted them not just for the cosplay, but also just to be garments that she could wear in her wardrobe as well. So I've just got them here. So I just used a black suiting fabric that we picked up from our local fabric shop, and I used two patterns. I used the Anna Allen Pomona Trousers, which is the pattern that I absolutely love. I've only sewn up two versions, Ruby's trousers and my trousers. Really straightforward pattern. One of the reasons I went for this pattern was because it had the two different trouser options I'd been looking myself for a trouser pattern that had an elasticated waist option, because I just find that really comfortable. I've talked before about the fact that I've got irritable bowel syndrome, which means that my waistline fluctuates weekly. So sometimes I'll have like a 27-inch waist, and then other times my waist will have grown by a couple of inches because of a flare-up that I'm experiencing. And I just find elasticated waist trousers much more comfortable. I don't like anything that's really restricted on my tummy. In fact, I can't remember the last time I wore a pair of jeans. So there's a pattern that I'm going to talk about at the end of this vlog that I've bought that is kind of like a jeans pattern, but you can use an elasticated waist for them. And I'm also going to try and sew up the Pomona trousers using a denim fabric to see if that works, because I would like a pair of trousers that is in a denim fabric in my wardrobe, because I think it'll go with quite a lot of things that I've got. But I haven't worn jeans for such a long time because they feel really restrictive on my tummy. So that's why I went with Pomona trousers. And for Ruby, it's really important that her clothes are comfortable. She has quite a lot of sensory sensitivities due to her autism. So it's really important that trousers and dresses and jumpers and t-shirts are all really comfortable. And with the Pomona Pants pattern by Anna Allen, it doesn't have a seam line running down the outside. You've only got the seam line running down the inside of the leg, making them even more comfortable because she hasn't got any of those seam lines rubbing on the outside of her leg. So these are her trousers. I'm just going to check which is the back. So she's got a pocket on the back of the trousers. It's just got a simple elasticated waist. I sewed up the size 0 for her, and I also graded down to a 00 for the hip area. So I just took a little bit out of that space, and they fit her really well. And the length is great on her too, which I'm really pleased about. So they're just a really simple trouser. We went for the tapered leg because I was worried about the wide leg being too baggy on her. And the Pomona trousers, I've just got my notes here. I haven't actually got the line drawings to show you because I just bring it up on my laptop when I'm sewing them up. So I will put in line drawings just so you can see what they look like. Just going to grab my notes. So they come in a size 00 to a 22. There are two sort of options in terms of the fit. So you can do a tapered leg or you can do a wide leg, and then you can also sew up a shorts. There's a shorts option for this pattern too. In terms of fabric recommendations, they recommend linen, silk, cotton, canvas, cotton twill and a denim, and a medium weight fabric is what's recommended. I think I will try them in a denim and see how comfortable they are with that elasticated waistband. So I've been toying with the idea actually of using some black corduroy fabric that I got for as a Christmas present, and I'm making up a pair of the Pomona pants, but I think I'm actually going to save that to make some Yanta overalls, because I think I'd wear the Yanta overalls in black corduroy more. I've got some t-shirts and tops that would go really well, but I've got green corduroy fabric that I'm definitely going to sew up a pair of Pomona pants, but I think I'm going to go for the wide leg. In terms of sizes, for a 00 it's a waist measurement of 24 inches and a hip measurement of 34 inches. And then for a size 22, it's a waist measurement of 41 inches and a hip measurement of 51 inches. I found the fit really comfortable on me and also on Ruby. They're an elasticated waist with a high rise, loose fitted, there's no side seams, and then there's options for patch pockets. View A is a wide leg option, view B is a loose leg option, and then view C is the shorts option. So that was Ruby's pair, and then if I stand up you can see what my pair looks like. So I've just made it, like I said at the beginning, in this lovely corduroy. It's like a baby pink that came in a fabric Godmother Dream Wardrobe box. So my waist is here, and that's where they sort of sit, and I've just got a t-shirt tucked into them today. They're super comfortable. There's a bit of room here for me, which is what I need. And then I've chosen to put patch pockets on both sort of legs on the back. There's no side seam here, which makes them really comfortable. You've just got the inseam there, and then this is the tapered leg, so you can see what they look like. And they stop below my ankle, which is the length that I wanted, so I could actually roll them up if I wanted to. And then for Ruby, I think I just gave her a really deep hem so that I've got the option to lower that hem as she grows. And then for the rest of the suit, I chose to use the Sew Over It Cocoa jacket. And I've got a couple of them in my wardrobe, so I got her to try them on to check that she was happy with the shape of it and how it would feel on her. And I also wanted to check the length, because I wanted to make sure that it sat properly for her, and she's really pleased with this jacket too. So I sewed up the smallest size of the Cocoa jacket, and I think the smallest size, have I got it here? No. I think the smallest size of the Cocoa jacket is a size 8. I might go and grab it in a second, just so I can show you what it looks like. And again, I just used a black suiting fabric, and then for the lining, I just had a black cotton lawn. So it's all completely black, and that's exactly what she wanted. So I'll hold it up so you can see what it looks like, but it's just a plain black jacket. Might pop it on actually, just so you can see. Obviously it doesn't go with this t-shirt, but it fits me nicely actually. I might end up borrowing it for work. So yeah, it's just a very simple, fairly fitted jacket. It's cropped on me, but for Ruby it sits slightly lower, and it is fully lined, which is great. Now this would probably be reversible because it's completely fully lined. Then I've just slip stitched. You put it through the sleeve lining to turn it so it's correct, to turn it the right way around once you sort of bag it out, and then you slip stitch that sort of opening so it can't be seen. So actually, if I'd have used a different colour on the inside, she probably would have been able to wear it as a reversible jacket. She's really delighted with it. I haven't got the mask to hand actually, she's got it, but I'll put a picture in of her wearing the full outfit, and she's really pleased because it is exactly what she wanted it to look like. And yeah, the Cocoa jacket's a really enjoyable sew, so I might just see if I can grab the pattern just so I can tell you about the sizing. But it's a pattern that I've used for myself. I've sewn up, I think I've sewn up 3 versions for myself now, and it's a really enjoyable sew. And I've done a sew along as well, which I'll link in the description below, so if you were ever tempted to make this jacket, I've done a sew along where I talk about a few of the fiddlier parts of the pattern too. So this is the pattern. It's by Sew Hayley, and it's the Cocoa jacket. It comes in sizes 8 to 20. For a size 8, it's a bust measurement of 33 inches, a waist 26 inches, and a hip measurement of 36 inches. And then for a size 20, it's a 45-inch bust, 38-inch waist, and a 48-inch hip. They recommend medium to heavyweight fabrics like a tweed, a boucle, a viscose linen, melton, jacquard, and boiled wool. And then there's an option for some fringing on the front of the jacket. I didn't choose to do that for any of my jackets or the one that I made for Ruby, but these are the 2 versions. So version 1 has got the fringing down the centre front, and version 2 hasn't. It's fully lined, and it's a cropped jacket, but on Ruby it is ever so slightly longer than a cropped jacket. There's great instructions inside the booklet, and it really holds your hand every step of the way. So you also need some lining fabric like acetate, polyester, or viscose, and I found that a cotton lawn works really well as a lining too. And then you also need 0.6 meters of lightweight tailored interfacing. It's a really fun little jacket, and Ruby's really pleased now that she's got her black trousers and her black jacket for her suit. So those were 3 things that I got sewn up last week for Ruby, and she'd been wanting me to make them for a couple of weeks. I had them cut out before we went away actually, and then I knew that I'd have some time to get them sewn up when we got back. And then I have been sewing some things for myself. So this isn't finished, but I'm hoping to get this finished later on today because I needed to wait for a zip to arrive. I didn't have the right size zip for this skirt, and this was cut out ages ago, and it is the Camden skirt by Nina Lee. So it's a pattern where you can make the pinafore or you can make just the skirt. I've made the pinafore before, but I haven't just made the skirt, and I've really wanted to have a go at making the skirt so that I can match it with t-shirts and blouses, some of my Sagebrush tops that I've been sewing up too. And I've just used, I don't know if it's going to come up properly, but it's just a navy corduroy fabric that I got from Felicity Fabrics, and they do the bundles over on their website, and with the bundle came this cotton fabric that's got floral print all over it, and then also a dotty cotton fabric. I think it's called a cotton dobby fabric in like a I'll grab it at the end because I'm going to talk about what I'm going to sew that up. That's my plans for next week. But it's a pink dobby fabric that also came in that bundle. So I'm going to make a Sagebrush top with the pink dobby, and then the cotton and the corduroy I'm making the Nina Lee Camden skirt. So I've got all of it constructed really. That's the main part of the skirt. It's just got the waistband in the pocket because I didn't want to lose that. And then I've got the lining. So I've attached them both, and then I've just got the outer waistband, and then that is the inner waistband that is just tucked into the pocket at the moment because I didn't want to lose it. And then what I need to do is just attach the zip on the centre back, and then attach the waistband, stitch down the lining, and then I should have a really lovely skirt. So if I stand up, I'll wrap it around me just so you can see what it looks like. But it's got the pockets that are top stitched onto the front, and then the pockets are fully lined as well. And then if I stand up, I've still got the corduroy trousers on underneath, obviously, because this isn't finished. But it will stop just at my knee once I've hemmed it. So I think it's going to be a really cute skirt and a great addition to my autumn winter wardrobe. I can imagine myself wearing this with thick woolly tights and then a really cosy jumper over the top of it. So I'm really excited to get that sewn up. And then I've also sewn up a blouse for myself. And I said that I was going to do this. I had this cut out ready to go. And it is a pattern that came in the Fabric Godmother Dream Wardrobe box, and the fabric actually came with this pattern. And I wanted to sew it up for ages, but I just didn't get around to sewing it up. So it is a pattern by Liberty Fabrics, and it's the Ester blouse. So it's called the Ester Tunic top, and it comes in sizes extra small to an extra large, and in brackets it says extra small is a size 4 to 6, and an extra large is a 24 to 26. Now their measurements are in centimetres. So for a size extra small, which is a size 4 to 6, it's a bust measurement of 75 to 77 centimetres, a waist measurement of 56 to 58 centimetres, and then a hip measurement of 80 to 83 centimetres. And then for an extra large, it's 117 to 122 centimetres for a bust, 99 to 105 centimetres for the waist, and then 122 to 127 centimetres for the hip. It is a really roomy top, and I am going to pop it on so you can see what it looks like. In terms of suggested fabrics, they recommend a cotton, a crepe de chine, or a silk. And I think the fabric that was in the box, the Dream Wardrobe box, was a cotton lawn. It feels really soft and silky. You need a lot of fabric. It is very fabric hungry. So I think we had maybe 2.5 meters of fabric included in the box, and it used all of that fabric. The sleeve pattern piece is enormous, and what I will say is you need to make sure that whatever fabric you're using, you need to make sure that it's a really wide fabric, otherwise your sleeve pattern piece won't fit on. What I will say about this pattern, and I've read reviews before I started sewing this up, is it's described as an easy level pattern. The instructions are not brilliant. It's not clear. I find the line drawings really difficult to work out. It's not really clear by looking at the line drawings or the pattern instructions, which are in here. It's not really clear what the difference is between all the different variations. So you've got view A, B, C and D, and it was really difficult to figure out what the difference is between all of them. Aside from seeing the obvious, which is B seems to have the ruffle, it wasn't clear really what the main difference was between all the different variations. And I did find the instructions weren't particularly clear. I could work it out because I've got a couple of years of sewing experience and I've sewn quite a lot of things, but it's just a word of warning. If you are new to dressmaking and you are planning to sew up the Ester blouse and tunic by Liberty Fabrics, this one, the instructions are not brilliant, and I know by reading all the reviews that I found when I did a Google search of the pattern, lots of other people are saying the same thing, that the instructions just aren't particularly clear. This is how your instructions come as well, so it's like one of the big 4 patterns. So I did manage to sew it up, but I ended up just kind of working it out myself, if I'm honest. Now, I can't remember who this was, so apologies that I haven't made a note of your name. But I got a comment, it might have been on last week's vlog when I was saying that I was going to make up this. Somebody suggested that the section here where you've got this V, what you end up doing is you attach, it's fully lined, so you end up attaching the lining to the main fabric, and then you there's like a stitch line, so you stitch across the section here and then you snip to make this V. Now somebody suggested that you iron on some interfacing to that section of the pattern. It's not recommended in the instructions, but it was a great top tip because it also just reinforces that section, and it also stops this area from being a bit floppy, because the person that recommended it found that this sort of flopped forward, and I have found it perfect. It doesn't flop forward at all, and actually it just allowed a little bit more stability when I was stitching along this section and also cutting into that V. So thank you so much. I can't remember your name and I'm really sorry about that, but thank you so much for that top tip, because it was a great top tip when I was sewing up this pattern. So I'm going to pause and I'll pop on my blouse just so you can see what it looks like. So this is my version of the Ester Tunic. And it's in this gorgeous fabric that I got from a Fabric Godmother Dream Wardrobe box. It just really reminds me of autumn, all of those lovely colours. So this is the V that you get. So it's created by stitching the lining to the main part of the blouse, and then there's a stitch line that you trace off the pattern piece, and then you cut down into that and then turn it. And then you can understitch it and then press it really well, and it gives a gorgeous neckline. You've got this lovely shape here and then this V down here. Now this blouse is really voluminous. You've got really big poofy sleeves, which I absolutely love, and I think this is going to be a great make for the autumn. And then it's super blousy and flowy, and I went for the long tunic, and there is an option to do a shorter version. Now I've got it on with my Pomona trousers at the moment, but I don't think personally it goes with these trousers. I feel like I need something that's quite slim fitting because this blouse is so voluminous. So you've got loads of gathering on the front, and then at the back you've also got loads of gathering. So there's loads and loads and loads of room. It's really comfortable top to wear. You can see just how much room there is, and that also gives you an idea about how fabric hungry that pattern is. I have wanted to sew this up since it came in the Dream Wardrobe box a couple of months ago, and I'm really pleased that I've managed to get it sewn up, and I can see a few more of these in my wardrobe. I just need to work out styling this blouse because it is so voluminous. I'll see if I can get a photo, and if I do I'll pop a photo in so you can see what it looks like. So yeah, I just need to work out the styling on it because it's quite a voluminous blouse, but I want to showcase all of that volume as well. So that is everything that I got sewn up this week, and I have got plans for next week, which I'll talk about at the end of this video. So the next thing I wanted to share with you was some fabric. So I have, well, there's two things that I wanted to share with you. So I want to have a go at sewing some lingerie for myself, particularly bras and knickers. So I asked over on Instagram for some recommendations of some knicker patterns, and there was one pattern that came out on top, which is a free pattern by Megan Nielsen, and that is the Acacia Pants. So it's a knicker pattern for stretch fabrics. I've got all of the details written down here. It's a free pattern so long as you subscribe to their newsletter, and then they send you a link to get the pattern for free. It's a pattern that comes in two size bandings. So you've got a size 0 to 20, and then their curve range size 14 to 30. So for a size 0, it's a bust measurement of 32 inches, waist measurement of 24 inches and hip measurement of 34 inches. And then for a 30, it's a 56-inch bust, 48-inch waist and a 58-inch hip. So it's great that it's really size inclusive and it's free. You need to use a knit fabric that's got at least 20% stretch, and then there's different types of elastic that you can use to sew in to the knickers. It's great for using up scraps, so that's what I want to do. I've got loads of offcuts of jersey fabric, like the t-shirt that I was just wearing, so I want to use those offcuts of jersey fabric to make myself some knickers. And then the other thing that I want to learn to do is learn to sew a bra. Now, bra making terrifies me. I've said that on loads of my vlogs, and lots of you have pointed me in the right direction of lots of inspiring people that make their own bras. But I feel like I need somebody to talk me through the steps because it scares me. So I have booked myself onto one of the bra making courses at the New Craft House, which is up in London, and I'm really excited about going on that workshop. So it's the beginning of October that I'm going to the bra making workshop. So I have wanted to put myself onto the workshop for ages, but it's an expense that I've just not been able to justify, particularly as we were paying for childcare. So Ruby stopped going to childcare when she started secondary school, and now Lola's going to secondary school. We won't have to pay, which is amazing. So for the first time in 11 years, we won't have a childcare bill, which is just incredible because it's extortionate. Well worth it because we had a wonderful childminder, but it's just a huge chunk of our outgoings on childcare. So when I stopped paying for that, both myself and my husband, because we've been paying it for so long, said that we would allow each other a little treat as a reward and just a celebration that we don't have to pay the hundreds of pounds that we've been paying for childcare. And my treat to myself was booking onto the bra making workshop. So I am very excited. So that's the beginning of October. I know there's a slim chance of anyone watching this video that might be going on the bra making workshop, but do let me know below if you've been on one of their workshops or if you are planning to go on the one that's at the beginning of October. Once I've been, I will let you know what it's like, but I'm really excited about learning to sew a bra that fits me really well. And then I'm also going to tackle making knickers using the Acacia knicker pattern by Megan Nielsen. So do let me know in the comments below if you have made that knicker pattern and how you found it. I'm really excited about trying that and using some of my scraps that I've got just building in my scrap store. It'd be exciting to use them finally. So I've got some fabric to share, and the reason I talked about the bra making first was because I booked that workshop and then I couldn't help but order a little bit of fabric. So I'm just going to grab the fabric so I can share it with you. I'm going to take this off as well because it's quite warm. I'm going to pop my t-shirt back on, so I'll be back in a second. So on to fabric, and I've got a pile of 4 pieces of fabric to share with you today. And the first one is a fabric from Hey Sew Sister. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look at those beautiful colours. It feels a bit vintagey to me. I just absolutely love it, and very autumnal as well, with the greens and the oranges and the peaches. I just love the colours in that fabric. And I ordered this fabric deliberately so that hopefully it would arrive to coincide with when I was going back to work. So I am a primary school teacher. I teach in the early years and I absolutely love my job. It's always different, it's always really exciting and really fun, and I love the beginning of the year and getting to know my new class. It's always really exciting. But going back after the summer break is always really hard, even though I absolutely love my job. So I thought I'd order myself a piece of fabric that could coincide with that, so it would cheer me up either on my first or second day back to work. And that is exactly what happened. It arrived on the second day back to work, and it was really lovely to come home to such an exciting piece of fabric that I absolutely love, and I can't wait to get sewing with this. I know exactly what I'm going to turn this into already. This is going to become a Tilly in the Buttons lotta dress. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I think it'll just work really nicely as a lotta dress. This is a dead stock fabric, and it's a viscose crepe, and it's got a really lovely crinkly texture. It's got absolutely gorgeous movement and drape, and I got 2.5 meters, so I know that I've got enough fabric to turn it into the Tilly in the Buttons lotta dress. I just love how that moves. It's so beautiful. I've got some mustard tights, so I think when the weather's a little bit colder and I need to start wearing tights, I think this will go really nicely with mustard tights. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think they've still got some of this left. I think they've got another roll of it. So if they have, I'll link it down below for you if you're interested. But just look at all those lovely floral prints and all those gorgeous colours. So that was the first one. And then when I booked the bra making workshop with the new craft house, I couldn't help but buy a little bit of fabric. And I'd been eyeing up this fabric, and I was really surprised actually that it didn't sell out, because their fabrics normally sell out quite quickly. But this is a cotton lawn fabric. It's lovely and soft and silky, and it's a lilac, sort of predominantly lilac and mint green floral print. I've just checked on their website before I filmed this video, and they have still got some left, so I'll link that down below so you can go and check it out. I think this was called Rosie, the fabric. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to turn it into. I only bought 1 meter of this fabric, so possibly a sagebrush top. But if you've got any suggestions, please do let me know. It's not very autumnal, but I think paired with a cardigan or a jacket, I think I'd still be able to get wear out of this, especially if I layer up. But yeah, no firm plans for this one. I just absolutely love the colours, that mint green with the lilac and the floral pattern. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. And again, a little bit vintagey. So if you've got any suggestions for what I can turn that into, please let me know. And then I've got some chambray fabric from the new craft house, just in like a denim blue. And I'm going to turn this into some kind of dress. I'm not quite sure which dress yet. I'm thinking I may turn it into the Reynolds dress by Helen's Closet, because I really like the silhouette of that dress. When I first made it, I wasn't sure about it, but I wore it over the summer and fell in love with it each time I popped it on. So I'm thinking, and I know that you can layer that dress up, so I'm thinking of using the chambray fabric. It's really crinkled because it's just been pre-washed, and I haven't got around to ironing yet. So yeah, it's just a denim blue colour chambray. So what I'm thinking of doing is using this to sew up the Helen's Closet Reynolds dress, but then I've got some rickrack trim that's rainbow that I'm thinking of sewing around the hem of the Reynolds dress. I'm not 100% sure about those plans, but that is what I want to do with this fabric. I want to sew it into a dress that I can then use the rainbow trim that I've got along the skirt of the dress. So I need to have a little think and get some of my patterns out and see which pattern I think would work best for that fabric. And I bought a couple of meters of this fabric as well. So that's what I'm going to do with that. And then the final fabric is some stretch denim that I got from Sew Me Sunshine, and I'm going to use the Style Arc Blakely jeans pattern. I think you say Blakely. I've got the pattern to share later on in this video, but it's a pattern that's designed for stretch denim, and it's also got a elasticated waistband, and it's slim fitting. So I think this is a pattern that I really need in my wardrobe. With the Ester tunic and blouse, I need some sort of narrow fitting trousers, I think, to go with the tops and things that I've got that are quite blousy. So I've just got some of this denim. Now the pattern that I'm going to use calls for a denim that's got 3% elastane in them, or 3% lycra, 3% stretch. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but anyway, it needed to have 3% stretch. So that's why I got this denim, because it has got a little bit more stretch than some of the other stretch denims that Sew Me Sunshine have. And it's just in an indigo blue. So I'm really excited about getting that sewn up. That's been pre-washed as well, so it's a little bit creased. And yeah, I'm looking forward to trying that pattern because it's a new pattern. I haven't sewn with any of the Style Arc patterns either. So that's what I'm definitely going to turn that into, some kind of slim fitting trousers with an elasticated waistband, which is very exciting. So I've talked about the bra making workshop. The next thing that I'm looking at booking myself onto, and I'd love to know if anybody has done any of either the virtual courses that they were doing or have been in person, but I've discovered over on Instagram a company called Tea and Crafting. So they've got a physical bricks and mortar shop up in London in Covent Garden, and they do online workshops, but they also do in-person workshops. And over the next couple of months, I am desperate to learn how to knit. I've said this all year. There's loads of people that have been recommended to me, loads of videos that have been recommended to me, but I am a person that needs somebody to show me how to do something in person first, so that if I've got any questions or I'm feeling a little bit frustrated or I don't quite understand something, I can actually ask somebody to come and show me. And they do in-person knitting courses. So there are two courses you can book onto, either a beginner's knitting course or a beginner's blanket knitting course. And I thought that was a really reasonable price because they include all of the sort of things that you need to knit with, so the yarn and the knitting needles, and then you also get somebody on hand that's teaching you. So I thought that was a great price, so I'm looking at booking that. There are courses, I think, in October. I think there might be one in September and one in October, and I haven't decided which course I want to book onto. I think I'll probably go with just the beginner's knitting course and not the blanket knitting course. because I think that's what I need. I think I need somebody in person that I can ask for help and support in the moment, and then hopefully my worries and fear of learning to knit will go away, and I will get the knitting bug as well as the sewing bug. So I'm really excited about that. I haven't actually booked onto it yet, but I'm definitely going to book on there. And they've got loads of online courses too, not just with knitting, but there's crochet, I think there's some bag making, there's dressmaking, all kinds of things on there. So I'll link them in the description down below so you can go and check them out. They've got a website, and then they've also got their Instagram page too. Yeah, and loads of online courses, huge variety. So I just thought I'd let you know about them, because I am definitely going to book on to one of the knitting courses. I just haven't decided which one yet. So on to a couple of sewing challenges that I've noticed over on Instagram. There's always loads and loads of different sewing challenges, which is lovely, but there are two in particular that have caught my eye. The first one I wanted to talk about is a scrap busting challenge, and it started on the 11th of August and it's running till the 11th of September. So if you're watching this after the 11th of September, it has now ended. But it's got a hashtag, and the idea behind it is scrap busting. So the hashtag is recycling remnants. So the idea is that we dig out our scraps and remnants and we create something using our remnants, and then tag Elle and the Stitches. So that is who is running this challenge. So that is at Elle and the Stitches. So you need to tag her over on Instagram when you share what you've made with your scraps, and there are prizes. So I'm really excited about digging out some of my scraps, and I'm planning to make the Acacia knickers by Megan Nielsen using all my jersey scraps. So I need to get a wriggle on, because there's only, what is it now, just over a week to go until that challenge finishes. So the next challenge that I wanted to share with you is a challenge set by the lovely Linda, who is sew_beautiful over on Instagram. And she's created this challenge to celebrate reaching 100 followers over on Instagram. So congratulations to you, Linda. And the challenge is around making something beautiful. It doesn't have to be sewing. It can be sewing or knitting or crochet or embroidery. I think as long as you use a needle and you create something beautiful, you can share it using the hashtag #SewBeautiful. And then you just need to make sure that you tag Linda, who is, again, sew_beautiful. I'll link her down below so you can go and give her a follow. But I'm really excited about this challenge, because I feel like everything that all of us crafty people make can be classified as beautiful, and there are prizes too, and that is running for the whole month of September, so you've got a good couple of weeks to enter that challenge too. So I just wanted to let you know about those two challenges. And then the New Craft House has started their So Sustainable challenge that they did last year. They did a daily prompt last year, but this year, to make it easier to follow along, it's a weekly prompt. And they've shared lots of things already, so do go and check them out. And the idea behind that challenge is to think about the sustainability side of sewing and how we can be more sustainable, and just think really carefully about our sewing practices too. So they've shared like a wardrobe audit, there's a template for a pledge, and there'll be lots of other things too. And there is a top prize of a Pfaff sewing machine too. So I'm sure you've heard of that challenge, but it sort of runs and links really nicely with that scrap busting challenge, the recycling remnants, which finishes on the 11th of September. And I'm hoping that that will spur me on to sort of continue to sew up my scraps and do something with my scraps, because currently they're just in a big box, and I also take them into school for the children to use as well in their crafting. So there are a couple of things that I'm sort of thinking of joining in with for the month of September that I just sort of let you know about, and I'll put all the details in the description down below so you can go and read a little bit more about all of those different challenges that are going on at the moment too. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was my Sew Hayley Jane sewing subscription. So I do subscribe to the classic box. I do an unboxing each month, and I shared the last month's unboxing, and it was a gingham fabric that came, and it was a black gingham fabric, and in the video I said it's a beautiful fabric, but black's not usually a colour that I work with. And the lovely Bev got in touch to say that she got the red colourway of the fabric, and would I be interested in swapping. So I jumped at the opportunity to swap the fabric, and she sent me a gorgeous little package of lovely things, including these beautiful earrings. I don't know if you're going to be able to see them, but they're so beautiful. They're like a lilac and green, because she saw them and knew that they were my favourite colours. So thank you so much, Bev. It was really, really thoughtful. Got a lovely little note, and then I got in here, sorry, it's very noisy, but I got the red colourway of the gingham fabric. So I think what I'm going to do with this fabric, I'm going to turn it into the Nina Lee Bakerloo dress with the ruffle collar. I think that would look gorgeous in a gingham fabric. So I think that's what I'm going to do, the Nina Lee Bakerloo dress, because I've got 2.5 meters, so I should have enough to sew up the dress. The other option that I was thinking of was using it to sew up the new pattern by Sew Over It, the Neve skirt. I'll put line drawings in so you can see what it looks like. I think I'm toying towards the Bakerloo dress because I can layer that up, can pop on a thick woolly cardigan, and I can wear it with, I can just imagine this in the autumn, Bakerloo dress with that lovely collar, thick woolly tights, thick cardigan, and some black sort of ankle boots. I think it would be a really cute look for the autumn winter, so I think that's what I'm going to do. So I just wanted to say thank you, Bev, for agreeing to swap the fabric with me. Thank you for my gorgeous earrings. And then she also popped in some soap, which smells incredible. So it's Welsh soap, luxury soap handmade in Wales. I'm not going to attempt to say what that is, but hopefully you can read it. It smells amazing. And she also popped in some badges for my girls because they go to guides, which is just really kind and thoughtful. So thank you so much, Bev, for swapping the fabric, but all my other lovely little goodies. It was really kind of you to send them. So that's going to go in the wash, and I'm really excited actually about turning that into, I think I've convinced myself in this video that it is going to become the Nina Lee Bakerloo dress, which I'm very excited about. And then I just wanted to give a little shout out to a business that I absolutely love over on Instagram, and they've got an Etsy shop, and that is, you've probably heard of them, but Ethel and Joan. That's one of their little cards that just says thank you for your order, you have amazing taste. But it's run by the lovely Louise. She stocks lots of amazing buttons that she creates herself, so they're handcrafted, and then she also does some belt buckles too. I've got loads of her buttons in my button stash, and I've used them for lots of different makes. I absolutely love them. You can tell that there's loads of care and attention that goes into making them, and there's so many gorgeous varieties of the buttons too. So I just wanted to give them a shout out because it's always incredible service by Louise. She's a small business and I love her buttons. So if you're looking for some gorgeous buttons, do go and check out Ethel and Joan over on Instagram, and I'll link them in the description down below as well for you to go and check them out. So the next thing that I wanted to share with you was a YouTube channel. So the lovely Carrie, who is Carrie Can Make It over on Instagram, has got a YouTube channel. She's got a couple of tutorials over on her page at the moment, mainly around showing you how to make different things. So there's a tutorial for making bunting, there's a bookmark tutorial which I'm currently following because I wanted to make bookmarks for Ruby and Lola because they're both avid readers. And they don't like turning the page over in the book. To be honest, neither do I when they do that. So I'm in the process of making them both a bookmark, and the tutorial has been just brilliant to follow along. Really clear, easy instructions to follow. So I just wanted to let you know because I found that tutorial really useful. Carrie's got a great Instagram page where she shares lots and lots of different things. She makes some beautiful things too. So I'll share my bookmarks soon when I've finished them, amongst all the other things that I've got going on at the moment. But I'll link her channel down below so you can go and check her out, and her Instagram page. But I just wanted to let you know, if you're interested in tutorials for making various things, I know I like to have lots of ideas for the fat quarters that come in the Sew Hayley Jane boxes, but also for scrap busting. There's loads of little things, like making the bookmarks doesn't take a huge amount of fabric. Bunting, you can make different coloured flags using your scraps too. And I find it really handy having someone actually tell me and show me how to make something. So I found the tutorials really useful, so I just thought I'd let you know in case you haven't discovered Carrie's YouTube channel yet. And then I've got two more things that I wanted to talk to you about today. So the first one was some help. I have got a beautiful Callie shirt dress that I made was it about a year ago, or maybe it was a year and a half ago. So I did a collaboration with the lovely Kath, who is Kath Craft. I'm sure you follow her on YouTube already and Instagram. She makes gorgeous clothing and her videos are amazing to watch too. But we did a collaboration. We've done a couple of collaboration videos where we made up the Callie shirt together, and I chose to make two. So I've got my cropped version here in this gorgeous fabric that I got from Sew Me Sunshine. And I'm really struggling to style the cropped shirt. So I might pop it on actually so you can see what it looks like. But I am really struggling to know what to pair it with. I absolutely love it. I love this fabric. It's got a sort of dropped hem at the back, and it's a curved hem as well. Really, really beautiful features on this shirt. Really enjoyed making it. I really took my time making it too. And I just absolutely love it, but I don't wear it enough. It's got this gorgeous mandarin collar, and then it's got the inverted pleat on the back too. And the reason I don't wear it enough is because I just don't know what to wear it with. I don't know how to style it, and I think that's because it's cropped. So I'm going to pop it on so you can see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like on, and I absolutely love it. I've still got my Pomona pants on at the moment, so I'm just going to stand up. So they're quite high-waisted, and it does stop sort of here. And I don't know whether it works with the Pomona pants. I popped it on and my husband wasn't sure. And then that's the dropped back. So that's what it looks like at the back. And then if I move my chair, you might be able to see. That's what it looks like at the front. So I feel like it might work with these, but he wasn't sure because they're quite high-waisted and there's still a little bit of room here. But yeah, I'd love your suggestions on what I can style the Callie shirt, that's the cropped version. I'll put a picture in of me wearing it, but I would really welcome your suggestions on what I can pair this with, because I'm really not sure, and I really love it and I want to get more wear out of it. But it's just the styling aspect of it that's stopping me from reaching for it in my wardrobe. So I'd love to get your sort of suggestions on how to style it and what bottom half garments you think would work with the cropped Callie shirt. And then the final thing I wanted to share with you was my sewing plans for the upcoming week. So I've got a full week of work. Last week it was 3 days and it was training. Next week I get to meet the children again, and we've got lots more training, and then the following week the children start, and I know I'm going to feel really tired next week after a full week of being back at school. But I've got a couple of plans that I'm hoping I will be able to get started on, if not finished. So I'm just going to grab my notebook. So the first thing that I want to sew up is a new pattern to me, and it is this pattern, which is a style arc pattern, and it is a stretch jean pattern, and it's called I think it might actually be Blackley stretch jean pattern. So they describe it as a medium pattern in terms of difficulty. It's a slim leg, easy fit pull-on jean that features a wide waistband with inserted elastic for extra comfort. The faux pockets feature a horizontal design line, which is top stitched with a twin needle stitch. The faux fly also has a twin needle top stitch. So they suggest stretch denim or any stretch woven with approximately 3% lycra. And then it comes in sizes 4 to 30, and I found it really difficult to find the sizes. I think I had to have a look on their website to find the sizes, so I'll put in some information now that tells you what the smallest size is and then what the largest size measurement is. The instructions are fairly basic. I'll show you the instructions in a second, and then that is all of the pattern pieces so you can see. So you get the pictures here for sewing it up, and then I don't know if you can see, but that text there is the instructions. Now this is one thing that when I was looking up this pattern, lots and lots of people said that the instructions were really basic and not very clear. So in terms of, I mean, it's not aimed at beginners, but in terms of someone that hasn't got as much sewing experience, you may find this tricky. I haven't actually tackled it myself, so hopefully next week in my Sunday sewing catch up I can let you know about the difficulty and how I actually found sewing up the pattern. The reason I bought this pattern was because I really want a pair of slim fitting trousers using a denim that's got stretch so it's comfortable across my tummy. And I really liked the fact that the waistband has got elastic in it, and I'm hoping that means that it's super comfortable to wear. So yeah, the construction, there are 13 steps, and they are just here. So the instructions start here and they go across onto this page, and then those are the images that you get. That's it in terms of construction and helping you. So I think it relies really on you having some sewing knowledge before you start sewing up this pattern. And then these are the line drawings. So I'm looking forward to tackling them. Hopefully it'll be a really great pattern, and I'll have myself a really comfortable pair of jeans that have got elastic in the waistband, which is what I'm hoping for. So I will let you know once I've had a go at sewing those up. I'm going to get them cut out as soon as my fabric has finished drying, and then hopefully sew a little bit each night across the week. So we'll see how far I get with those. And then the next thing that I've got cut out is my Sagebrush top, which I talked about at the beginning of the video, using the fabric that came in the bundle from Felicity Fabrics. I'm just going to grab the fabric so I can show you. So this is the gorgeous cotton dobby fabric. I absolutely love that colour, and I think that is going to go so nicely with this skirt. I think it's just going to look absolutely gorgeous together, and I think it's going to make a really beautiful outfit. So the pattern that I'm going to sew up is a tried and tested pattern, and it is the Friday Pattern Company Sagebrush top, which I absolutely adore. So I love the poofy sleeves, I love the ruffle, it's got this gorgeous tie detail on the back too. The Friday Pattern Company Sagebrush top comes in sizes extra small to 7X. So for an extra small, it's a bust measurement of 32 to 33 inches, waist measurement 24 to 25 inches, and then a hip measurement 34 to 35 inches. And then for a 7X, it's a 59 to 60 inch bust measurement, 52 to 53 inch waist measurement, and 62 to 63 inch hip measurement. It's described as a top that's got a comfortable, relaxed fit, loose without being baggy, and the type of breezy fit you'll want to wear. It does say all summer, but I think that you can layer it up with a long sleeve top underneath or a cardigan over the top. Generous puff sleeves and gathers across the front make it comfortable to move in, and the tie at the back neckline makes it simple and cute. I'm really excited about sewing this up. I've sewn quite a few Sagebrush tops, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to get this sewn up across the week, and then I'll have a nice new top. It's also got elastic in the cuff, and then there's an elastic length guide included in the pattern too. And then in terms of recommended fabrics for the Sagebrush top, it's designed for woven fabrics and some fabrics that would look gorgeous: a cotton voile, rayon challis, linen that isn't too heavy, silk and cotton shirting. And the simple star lines of the top mean that it will reflect the drape of your fabric. And then those are the line drawings. So that's only a few plans, which is unusual for me. Normally I've got more going on, but I know that I've got a full week of work coming up. I know that I'm going to feel really tired too. And I just need to get back into that mindset of juggling everything again, which is always a bit of a struggle after the summer holidays. So I've been kind to myself and not planned too much. So I'm going to hopefully finish my Camden skirt, sew up the Sagebrush top, and then maybe make a start on the Style Arc jeans pattern too. So that is everything that I wanted to share with you in this week's Sunday Sewing Catch Up. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please do give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button, because you'll get notified of when you bring out, when I bring out, not you, you'll get notified of when I bring out my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll be back soon. Bye.